This video is sponsored by Squarespace. More on how to easily make your own websites later on in the video. Shadows. You have one. I have one. Dolls have one. But the question is, can I customize a shadow? Today I'm going to be turning the shadowiest of the shadow high dolls into the baddest goth queen. Now follow me into the shadow realm.
It's time to
So hi there, this is my usual no makeup work look, so sorry for that. So a little while ago I put up a poll on my community tab on which doll I should customize next. You all voted and ta-da! Chanel Onyx won. So we are going to customize her today and I'm super excited. Let's unbox her. Chanel is my first shadow high doll that I bought from that doll line. I find the whole concept of the monochromatic dolls so exciting and cool that I will most likely be getting all of them at some point. But Chanel is probably my favorite. Here she is in her second and my personal favorite outfit. I'm in love with this doll, but my vision for her is a little more badass and goth, so let's start with the preparations.
Man, I sure hope Kaiba doesn't realize that's just my suspended driver's license.
Since Shadow and Rainbow High dolls have inset eyes, the first thing I need to do is removing those. This will look pretty grotesque, so be warned for the upcoming footage. I first soak the doll in steaming hot water for 2 minutes before carefully removing the head. Okay, success! Then I'm taking a stick, insert it through the neck hole into the doll and, yeah, push out the eyes from the inside of the head. This was not easy. It worked out nicely though, so I can now remove her face up with pure acetone. The factory face-up came off super easy, and here we have the head ready to be worked on. Since I wanted to give her some different colored eyes, I needed to prepare the eyes too. I open up the original eyes with an X-Acto knife. They came apart easy, and I can now remove the old lashes as well. Removing the iris, however, was definitely not easy. First I thought it was enough to remove the paper, but nope, the paint on the iris was completely stuck to the plastic, so the only thing I could do was basically using rubbing alcohol, acetone and my X-Acto knife to get the paint off and be able to see through the eyes right into the shadow realm. Did someone say shadow realm? That's perfect, because I just wanted to create a website to showcase all my monochromatic and shadowy inspiration. And Squarespace is the perfect fit for that. With beautifully clean and professional portfolio gallery designs, you can easily create and customize a beautiful website. You can even make password protected pages and areas to share with very special people and clients. Thanks to image blocks, images will always be perfectly scaled in size, no matter how you place them within your content. This way they will always look right. Bruh, you can literally just drag and drop the images into position. It's amazing how easy it is. You can even connect your social media accounts by just changing the links and icons. And if you want to, you can even add your Instagram feed to your website.
Damn, that's crazy.
If this sounds right up your alley, go to squarespace.com/moonlightjewel and get 10% off your first purchase of a domain or a website by using my code MoonlightJewel. Thank you Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and with that being said, let's get back into the video. After what felt like hours, the paint was all removed. I'm going to be using my UV nail polish to make them shiny again by brushing it onto the inside of the iris and letting it cure in the UV lamp for 90 seconds. Alright, let's get finally started on the customizing process. I'm going to make her a non-sew top first and cut out this pattern piece from it from black fake leather first. I prepared some straps for the top already with some satin ribbon and chains that I will now be gluing onto the markings on the upper seam of the top. I use my trusty Uhu glue for that, which can be pretty sticky. Sticky finger! I also made a chain piece for the bottom of the shirt that I simply just glue on as well. With a little Velcro on the back added, the top is already done. It's so neat and I could make it without even sewing. Underneath the leather top, I want Chanel to wear a black mesh shirt. I just had to clean up sleeve seams and the neckline and now just close the sleeve and side seams, finished sides in. I also added a little Velcro to the back and glued around the bottom seam allowances as well. It's such a cute accent piece. On to the hot punt. I cleaned up the pocket openings already by gluing them around and now just place them on top of the pocket bags and secure them with a few stitches here and here. After that was done, we can place both front pieces together and sew the front seam finished sides in. Then I'm going to be taking back pieces for the pants and sew them on along the side seams, finished sides in as well. I already prepared the waistband with belt loops of cam and will now place it on top of the pants, lining up the center front and sew it on finished sides in. Nice! I also glued around the bottom seam allowance of the legs and now just close a small section of the back seam, finished sides in. Now just one more seam to sew, which will be the crotch seam from one leg to the other, finished sides in. And with a closure, a little belt and decorations, the pants looks like this and I really like them. The details really make it pop. To give the pants even more details, I will make a little harness that will attach to the rings on the belt buckle. I prepared one strap already and will now just make the other one by connecting black satin ribbon, jewelry rings and a little necklace closure. Making harnesses like that is super easy, but they look really nice in the end. When the second strap was done, I just add some ribbons to the sides of the rings so I can lace them on the back of the legs. Then I can just hook them on and lace them like I already did on the other side. And here's the harness all done. Looks almost like a stick figure like this. Let's also make Chanel a leather coat. I found this snakeskin fake leather in my stash and I loved it, so I cut the bodice from it and will now sew together the back seam until the slit, finished sides in. I top stitched the seam as well and can now glue around the seam allowances of the slit so it overlaps nicely in the back. Looks great! Then I'm taking the sleeve pieces and will first sew on some cuffs that I already cleaned up on the bottom and connect them to the leather sleeves, finished sides in, and will stretch them while sewing. This way it gathers the leather a little. I also put in a gathering thread on top of the sleeves so I can gather it too. And then it's time to connect the sleeves and the coat. I pin them in place, finished sides in, and sew them. Okay, let's sew the collar. I cut it from leather as well and glued around all the edges already except for the neckline. Then I'm placing it onto the neckline of the coat like this and hem it in place. After that was done, I then take the coat lining, place it on top of the collar and neckline and sew it on, finished sides in. The coat is almost done. Now I just need to close the sleeve and side seams, finished sides in, and glue around all the bottom seam allowances. And with that, we have a super stylish black leather coat. I especially like the slit. I think it's very realistic this way. To finish up Chanel's outfit, I also made her a choker and some chains to wear around her neck. Alright, let's make her some shoes. Blue Pixie sculpted some wedge heels for me that I can now print on my Elegoo printer. While waiting for the print to finish, I was so free to already cut out the pattern pieces from velvet fabric and will now sew together the front seams first, finished sides in. Then I glued around the top seam allowance and will then sew together the back seam, finished sides in as well. My shoe bases were finally done and I made one shoe already, so let me show you how I did it. I put the shoe onto the leg already and then take my shoe base, put it on the foot and pull down the fabric of the shoe and glue it in place with my Uhu glue. After it was dry, I cut off the excess fabric and glue on a leather sole I cut from my fake leather to cover up the shoe base on the bottom. And then I just need a satin ribbon and glue it all the way around the bottom of the shoe to cover up any seam lines. And with that, the shoes are almost done. I just will be attaching some chains to them with some hand stitches and we have some beautiful knee-high velvet boots. Okay, let's finally paint her face.
That card sucks.
I first take some micro glitter and spread it all over the face to give the skin some glow. Then I will be using some grays to dust onto the lips. I wanted to give her more grayish lips because I really like the look of it. It was not easy, however, to build up the color on the onyx skin tone, but I tried my best. And then I take my white pencil and start giving her a white graphic eyeliner makeup. I felt that it would look incredible because it's the opposite to the black liner that most goths go for, and I found it fitting because she's a shadow doll. Eventually I got it nicely though and will now fill in the lines with a nail art brush and some white matte acrylic paint. One eye done, one eye to go. Here I'm adding some black to the corners of her mouth and tried to make a gradient to the grey. Yeah, that looks nice. For the eyebrows, I sketched them out with a grey pencil first and then blend them in with pastels and a Q-tip. And now let's give her some lower lashes. I also paint these in white with my nail art brush. After spraying her with MSC, I fill in the eyebrows with some grey paint and blend them again with pastels because the color faded a little. Okay, my favorite part, let's give her glitter eyeshadow. I spread my PVA glue on her lids and will then fittingly take my onyx colored glitter and sprinkle it on top of the glue. Oh my god, this looks incredible. Now I just need to do that to the other eye as well and give her some gloss on the lips. And with that, the face up is done and I must say I really love it. Okay, last but not least, she needs some new irises, so I made these in Adobe Illustrator and printed them on some cardboard. Before cutting them out, I will spread some black glitter on them as well to give them more sparkle and dimension. And when they were dry, I can cut out the iris. I then take my cleaned up eyes, spread a little UV nail polish on them, and press the iris onto the eye firmly, holding it tight while curing it under the UV lamp. And after it was cured, I also glossed the eyes from the top as well to make sure they are super shiny. I then take some white lashes and glue them onto the position of the lashes on the eyes using my white PVA glue. Concentrate, Elisa, concentrate! Yes! It just needed to dry now and then I can put the eyes back together and put the eyes back into the head. And that's where things went wrong. So I tried to get the eyes back in with heating up the head and putting them in, and you can see the face up cracked, eyebrow is gone. I opened up the head now and would try to get the eyes in from the back, but yeah. I also removed the lashes from the eyes. I will glue them onto the face instead and then put the eyes in from the inside. Yeah. Here you can see me gluing the white lashes now to the face instead because I felt it would make things easier with inserting the eyes from the back of the head. Wow, she looks so pretty with those white lashes. What? Oh, and I also wanted to give her some piercings now. Taking my PVA glue, I dot it into her nostrils with a toothpick and then take a cut up jewelry ring and place it to her nose to give her a septum piercing. And with a couple more piercings added, she looks like this and I love her so much. And yeah, I think now we finally got it. Showcase time! Welcome back to the light. Here she is all glamoured up. Oh, this? Yeah, she's a shadow, so I cannot show her in the light. She would disappear, right? I hope YouTube doesn't shadow ban me for this video, so please make sure to like, subscribe and turn on the bell notification. What's your favorite shadow animal? I'm expecting heated arguments in the comments section below. Thank you for joining me on this journey to the shadow realm. And a special thank you goes out to all my shadowcasters over on Patreon and Squarespace for sponsoring this video. See you guys in the next video and have a beautiful creative day or night. Bye! Follow me into the shadow realm. Ik ben ook zo zeer.
That couldn't have been better if you planned it. Yeah, your little head was there as you were sitting on the floor.
Okay, yeah, I'm very serious.